Hey everyone, Onida here. How are you all going? Today's video is going to be all the books I want to read in March. I can't count. Oh, 7. I have 7. I'm hoping March will be better than February. I don't want to jinx myself because every time in January and February I should say, that I have said that I'm like, oh, I could really feel this being my kind of month. It's never happened, okay? So I'm probably going to jinx myself a little bit by saying that. But I do feel like I've kind of got this really good balance going on between doing the things I want to do and reading books and working. Without further ado, let me just stop rambling and talk about the books I'm going to read. I have 4 anticipated releases coming out in March that I would really like to get to. The first one is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. Thank goodness I said Lucy because I said Lusa or Luca one time. I was like, oh, that's not right. But yes, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. This is the author of The Guest List, which I read last year. Thought it was pretty average. Like, I thought it was just fine as a thriller. I'm hoping this one will be better. I'm not going to be too upset if I don't get to this, but it is a book I really do want to get to. This book follows an apartment building in Paris, and I can't remember the French name, and if I say it, I will butcher it. And it follows this murder that happened in an apartment building in France, and we follow these 5 people, and it's about this murder mystery. Who died? Who did it? I really like Lucy Foley's atmosphere with her books. I really enjoyed The Guest List for that. The second book that is coming out in March is This My Church by Stephanie Robel. She is the author of, what's it called again? Oh, The Recovery of Rose Gold, which I actually kind of enjoyed. This book follows this self-help retreat place called, I don't want to say Wormwood, that doesn't sound right. Wisewood, not Wormwood. A self-help retreat called Wisewood. Natalie Collins and her troubled young sister Kit. And Kit, I believe, is in this self-help retreat, Wisewood I should say. And Wisewood is a bit of a shady place because there's no testimonials or testimonies from previous guests, and it kind of just seems like this place is more of a cult than a self-help retreat. Natalie realizes, oh my god, I've got to help my sister, kind of thing. And then it says, then after 6 months of silence, she receives an email from Wisewood. Would you like to come tell your sister what you did, or should we? And it's about why are they digging into her past, and why are they like Wisewood? Why is Wisewood blackmailing Natalie? I'm assuming if Natalie says no, Wisewood would turn around and just tell the sister anyway. That one I'm a little more intrigued about, and I will definitely be getting to because it just has, it's about this cult, you know, just sounds so fascinating. And this is probably my most anticipated book in March. I'll be reading it as soon as it comes out. I've already had it pre-ordered for months in advance, and that is The War of the Two Queens, the 4th book in the From Blood and Ash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Oh my god, I'm so happy that this is coming out finally. And especially reading Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is the spin-off series to the Blood and Ash, to the From Blood and Ash series, so I'm getting very excited here. I'm kind of picking out little Easter eggs for what's going to happen in this one. If you don't know what the From Blood and Ash series is, it follows Poppy, who is a maiden, and there is this new guard called Hawk, who is to make sure that she goes through with the Ascension. And there's this kind of romance that happens between them, and it is a very good romance. To me it is. I actually quite like the romance. I like their relationship together. It is more than a romance, like there is a plot happening. The third one in the series kind of dropped down a little bit for me. It was a little bit repetitive, but overall I still enjoyed it. I think the repetitive nature kind of makes sense for Poppy since she is a little bit naive, and since she's been trapped in this world where no one can touch her, no one can speak to her, she can't speak to people, she can't be touched, experience pleasure. So I don't blame her for repeating the same questions and asking the same questions, and just, I don't want to say naive, even though it kind of is a little bit naive behavior. I can understand where she's coming from. But like I said, it is much more than that. I actually really enjoy the fantasy elements of it. And I'm hoping the 4th one is full of action and we do get Castile's point of view. Hawk Castile, doesn't really matter. We do get his point of view, and I really want to read the Red Pearl little novella from his point of view, just to get a bit of a feel for what I am getting into with his point of view. One Italian Summer by Rebecca Shirley. This is a bit of a time traveling, kind of contemporary. It might be a bit of a hard-hitting contemporary, because this follows, I can't remember the name of the character. It doesn't really matter, because it follows a mother and daughter as they were going on this Italian trip of a lifetime to see where this main character's father's homeland, and to see where this main character and her mother, and her parents, I should say, to see where they found each other, to see where they met, to see where they fell in love, until 2 weeks before the trip, this main character's mother dies tragically, and it's very sad. The main character thinks, stuff it, I'll just go by myself. And then when she steps upon the shores of Positano, she sees her mother everywhere, figuratively, with the food, the landscape, the language, the people. There's like little glimpses of her mother, like little memories of her mother, until she meets her mother when she is 30 years old. And it's a tale about her not knowing her mother when she was younger, but this main character knowing her mother as this individual person other than just her being her mother when she was younger. I then have books from my must-reads list and from my 5-star predictions. If you haven't seen the video, I will leave it linked in the description and somewhere in the video. The first one, which is on both the lists of must-reads and 5-star reads, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is the special edition I have of it. It was meant to have pretty illustrations, but they decided, let's just make an illustrated edition. So yeah, the blue is actually a lot more prettier in person, so don't let this actually fool you or put you off, because the blue cover is actually a lot more prettier in real life. And I'll just show you how gorgeous it is. Look how gorgeous this is. This is absolutely stunning. I Remember You, and the beautiful spine. This is just a very beautiful book. And it also comes with a little ribbon, as you can see. This is a very, very incredibly hyped book, so I won't say too much about it, other than it follows a woman by the name of Addie LaRue who makes a deal with the devil to live a very long time, to be immortal. But in doing that, that comes with consequences. Whoever she meets, she is forgotten easily by whoever she meets. And she can't make art, she can't sign documents, because, well, she can't really live anywhere. She can't have an apartment to like sign a contract for the apartment or housing or whatever, because people will instantly forget her. Until one day when she meets a man in a Manhattan bookstore saying, "I remember you." I've heard this is slow burn. It's time for me to get to this, because I enjoy a good slow burn. I think it's going to be a bit hard hitting. The chapters look nice and short. I have read a V.E. Schwab, I'm getting so tongue-tied today. I have read a book by this author previously, which was her or their debut novel, which was The Near Witch. I thought it was fine, but yet to this day I still remember the imagery in the atmosphere of the book, and that was a standout point for me. The love was a bit insta-lovey. I wasn't a fan of it. I'm hoping her other books will be better. A book I'm hoping to get to in March. Not hoping to, I will get to in March. This next book is actually in my 5-star predictions, which is Middle Game by Seanan McGuire. I love this cover. I actually really enjoy this author. I have read a book previously from her when she was writing as her pseudonym Myra Grant, I mean. It was the Newsflash trilogy, which is like about zombies and stuff. It was actually pretty good. I actually quite enjoyed it. Really loved her writing. I'm hoping I enjoy her writing in this. It's about twins Roger and Dodger. Roger is skilled with words and languages come easily to him, and his twin Dodger, who numbers are her world. She loves numbers. Numbers are her jam, kind of thing. And then there is Reed, who is skilled in the alchemical arts like his progenitor before him. Reed created Dodger and her brother. He's not their father, Not quite, but he has a plan to raise the twins to the highest power, to ascend with them and claim their authority as his own. Godhood is attainable, pray it isn't attained. God damn it, that just sounds so good. And I just noticed that all of these books I picked are like so big, like 500 pages or so, but if I enjoy this, there is a companion novel to this book, which is Seasonal Fears, and if I like this one, I'll definitely be getting to that one as well. I think that one comes out in May, if memory serves me correctly. And for the regular old TBR, I have Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is like incredibly popular, so I don't want to say too much. Mia Corvia is 10 when she is given her first lesson in death. She goes to this assassination school, and it's like she has to prove herself that she is capable and she does have a place in this like assassin school. The Red Church is no ordinary school, but Mia is no ordinary student. The shadows love her and they drink her fear. A lot of people love Mia Corvia as a character, and just like at the top here on this little blue moon right here, be advised the pages in your hands speak of a girl who was to murder as maestros are to music. A girl some call Pale Daughter, or Kingmaker, or Crow. A killer of killers whose tally of endings only the goddess and I truly know. And I've been thinking, there are those in italics. There's like italics in it. I'm hoping you can see that, but there is italics, and I'm wondering if that is the goddess point of view. I'm not entirely sure, but it does have footnotes. Footnotes don't bother me at all. I actually really enjoy footnotes. I have read Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff last year. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Gave that book 5 stars out of 5. I'm hoping I really enjoy Nevernight. And I've heard a lot of people love Mia Corvia as a character. And she does sound like a pretty badass woman, if I do say so myself. And I've heard this is dark and gritty, which I actually really like. A good dark gritty fantasy story. So hopefully I will enjoy this too. These are the books. I really wanted to try to read more physical books this month, but I have realized that a lot more of them are actually ebooks. So I've got hopefully a good little balance of them. If I do get a chance, I don't know if I want to read any more, but I do hope to read a bit more if I do get the chance to. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you are going to be reading in the month of March. Have you read any of these books that I have mentioned? Did you really like them? And what are your anticipated book releases for the month of March? I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!